Hi everyone. I would just like to say good afternoon to all of the beautiful people out there. This will be my sixth tutorial on getting dressed, and I also have three other topics that I would like to talk about a little bit. The first one being um, some exercises for building your upper body strength, especially for anybody who has just recently gotten into an accident or somebody who has to start relying on using their upper body muscles instead of functioning lower body, everything past pretty much your abdomen. And I would also like to talk about not just building your upper body strength, but I would also like to speak about the difference between a paraplegic's foot and regular, normal people's feet. And once again, I forgot to introduce myself again. It's me, Adam, aka the Super Para, or your Para Prince. But back to the topic. When it comes to skincare, the difference between a Para's feet and building your upper body strength, and also just your core strength. When I was in outpatient rehab, I was able to have access to all of the gym equipment that could be handicap accessible, where the seats would slide out to where I could just roll up and be able to do the exercises. And one very, very important exercise would definitely be the curling machine. You can also do that with just, regular weights. Like I have two 10-pound dumbbells, but just because I sit in a chair, it is really hard to get a good curl out of it, just because of the fact I have my armrest, my tires, and there's just so much stuff in the way, and I can barely get a decent curl out of them. And I would really like to try to get back into the physical therapy just to have access to those machines. And then you have the curls, which will really improve your biceps. Also, the machine, I forget the name of it, but it's the machine where you can go in and out like that. That's another very, very important exercise that will help build your shoulders. That is mainly my biggest problem that has formed over the past 10 years, which is just my shoulders. I can't sleep on my sides, especially my left side, due to an injury in high school from a not a actual torn, but almost a torn rotator cuff. And just over the years, it has just gotten so bad that I cannot lay on my left side on my shoulder anymore. So I am actually trying to strengthen my upper body more and hopefully get my shoulders in a better spot or in a better place than they are now to hopefully be able to continue doing things manually on my own for as long as possible. Um, and then also the machine that, you pull the bar down, in front of you, behind you. That is basically another machine that is very important. So basically curls, and then the two machines, the one that you pull down on, and then the one where you go in and out. Those three machines are enough to have a very good workout for your upper body. Also, you can have a 5-pound medicine ball. And if you have somebody who can toss that around with you, that is very good for helping you with balance and also with your reflexes, along with the 5 pounds of weight that you will be catching and tossing. If not, you could also, I've seen the small trampolines where you can put those on the angle, and once you throw the medicine ball, it will come straight back to you, and you can work that way. And that is another great exercise that you can do on your own in your house with a medicine ball. And once again, I do have the dumbbells, but those are not as efficient as the curling machine in the gyms or at physical therapy or your outpatient rehab. Now, when it comes to the feet for paraplegics, my feet are actually baby soft, baby smooth. It's basically, after my accident, it was basically having a whole entire lower body being like a newborn baby. My feet are so soft and so smooth, but one thing that I am very happy and fortunate about is, if you look, my foot is still, it still looks like a normal foot. One thing that I was informed about when I was still recovering in the hospital, I was very fortunate to have an aunt who worked as a nurse for many years and had a lot of knowledge when it came to paraplegics and stuff that they should be looking at to just make sure that their body will be okay, types of shoes to wear, types of socks to wear, and that is to prevent what you would call drop foot, where basically your foot just becomes so floppy that it will basically just bend down, and you will have, instead of a 90-degree angle, it'll just go straight out, and that is what we call drop foot. And it's very important to make sure that you still wear shoes that give your ankle enough support to keep it in place, just so you do not develop drop foot. Because people who are still able to work and walk throughout the day, their feet tend to be a little bit more, the skin is a little more thick, a little tougher, and that is the biggest difference between a para and a regular person who walks on a daily basis. So that is one other interesting fact that I have learned about and have to keep an eye on and make sure that I do take care of my feet properly, along with skincare, my hygiene, and just keeping my focus on trying to stay healthy, watching my sodium intake, just to everything. And also just I just know that it's very important for people who are just coming out of an accident and trying to adjust to their new life. Things are going to be very difficult and scary at first, but if you just remember to always try your best to watch your feet, watch your skin, make sure you keep up with good hygiene, and if you have any kinds of questions or concerns, never hesitate when it comes to that. Especially with your health, you want to get in touch with your doctor immediately. You do not want to do like I did and try to doctor it yourself and end up in wound care 2 to 3 months later, hearing that you have done everything wrong from the very beginning, thinking that you were actually taking care of the problem. Now, when it comes to me, there are also a few other exercises that you can do, because being that I am considered a complete T8 paraplegic, that basically means that I have no sensation below my 8th vertebrae on my spine, which is right around my belly button. But one thing a lot of people don't understand is that even though I am paralyzed at T8, it is not a straight line, or it's not even. There are places that I can still feel below the T8 area, and there are places that I can't feel. That is just because of the amount of nerve damage that I had when I was in my accident, which was, it was completely severed at T8. My spinal cord along with all of my nerves. And at T11, I hit so hard that it shattered that vertebrae and sent bone fragments all the way up in between my shoulder blades. So, about a year ago, I was having excruciating pain in my back, and I could not figure out where it was coming from. It was a new pain that I had not felt before. No matter what I did, I could not get comfortable. So, after about 3 months of waiting, I was finally able to see a doctor about it. And what had happened was, over the past 9 years, the group of muscles in my back below my shoulder blades were basically not being used at all due to the fact that they are in my paralysis area. So I had to do physical therapy there, and basically they taught me a few stretches, and I can show you them right now. Basically, all I did would bring my leg up and cross it over, and then I would just twist and try to stretch the muscles under my shoulder blade through my back, the muscles that I was told were not being used and had not been used since my accident. And I would hold it for at least 30 seconds. And then I would switch legs. And I will do that to this side. Right leg, cross over your left, and then just stretch. And I can actually feel a nice little relaxing stretch below my shoulder blades all the way down to my mid-back, to my paralysis line. Oh, I am so sorry about that. My tripod seems to not want to hold the weight of my camera today. But once again, those were a couple of the topics that I wanted to touch on while I was doing my 6th tutorial on getting dressed. And I hope that was a bit educational for you folks. And there will be a couple of other topics that I would like to talk about, but just not in this video. I will save that for the next one. In the meantime, I hope that this was helpful. I hope that the exercises and the skincare tips and the difference between a para's feet and a regular person's feet, I hope that information was helpful in a ways. I am doing my very best to try to show you what it is really like living as a complete T8 paraplegic, and would love to be able to reach out and help anyone if they have any questions. So I am going to end my video, and once again I would just like to say thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. It means the world to me. And also, thank you to the people who have reached out to me to tell me that they have learned so much, and they have thanked me for allowing them to be part of my personal life, which is incredible to me. And I am more than happy to try to do anything possible that could possibly help you, somebody you know, or somebody in your family. So I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and once again, I hope the topics that I spoke about today were helpful, there will be more topics that I will be touching on later on. Once again, you folks have a wonderful day. Stay beautiful. And it is me again, Adam Jen, the Super Para, or your Para Prince, signing off and telling all of you folks to stay beautiful and remember that I love you. Goodbye.